Hi, buddy.
Hi, everybody. I guess we're ready to go here. For those of you who don't know me, I think most of you do. I'm Heather Cash, and I just want to say welcome to our first and hopefully last virtual St. Baldrick's event. Just a quick reminder, keep your video off until it's your shave time. We'll give you a shout out, let you know when to turn your video on. But feel free to chime in and chat with us as we're going along, because we are all part of this party.
Heather, you could not be more right. Hello, everyone. I hope you remember me. My name is Kelly Green. I am signing in today from rainy Ohio. I always try and come back to Chicago for St. Patrick's Day, but especially I come back for St. Baldrick's Day. And unfortunately, due to the pandemic, I had to miss last year, so it's messed with my status. Thanks, Heather. But I'm so happy to be here with you all today again. So let's take a moment, let's raise a glass, and let's make a quick toast, shall we? To all the days here and after, may they be filled with fond memories, happiness, and laughter. Sláinte!
Sláinte.
Let's go.
So I have to say, I have been looking forward to this since I got the call in December about holding the event virtually. It somehow feels like the start of a return to normal for me this year. And I would have missed seeing all of you because this is one of the highlights of my year every year. As you all know, this is our 20th year for this event. We were the first ever St. Baldrick's event in Chicago. We've gone from the back room at Smith and Wolinski to having at one point 2 stages going at Fado Irish Pub to coming here today online. And through it all, though, we have kept the kids first and foremost, and we have raised this event only more than $3.5 million for childhood cancer research. We've spun off events throughout Chicago and around the country. And we couldn't do it without all of you. We have all of the Chicago area events have raised somewhere around $70 million since we started, which is fantastic, incredible and crazy. Everyone here today, with only 2 exceptions, is a member of the League of Legendary Heroes, who we have will be honoring later on. And with a little bit of luck, those 2 new shavies will also be joining our ranks in a few years of the Legendary Heroes.
That would be awesome, Heather. You know, we want to keep some things fun today and keep things moving. So we have a few special guests, some old timers, I won't tell you who they are, and Knights of the Bald Table.
Easy on the old timer stuff.
Hey, Eric Clapton, you just calm down. We're going to have our Knights of the Bald Table celebration around 6 p.m. for 9 members who have moved on to a new rank in the League of Legendary Heroes. Now, I want to take a minute to introduce Corey and to introduce Cynthia, who are handling all the tech for us tonight. Cynthia and Corey are both joining us from, I think, Wisconsin, and is that right?
Wisconsin, California.
Oh, Cali. Okay. Can you send some sunshine this direction, please?
It's like 50 here, so I don't have much sunshine, but we're so excited to be here today. Definitely want to share some quick housekeeping items to help us create the best virtual experience for everyone. So as mentioned, please mute your microphones and hide your video until you're called on. Want to make sure everyone gets their screen time, and this is definitely allow us to feature those who are speaking and shaving to provide them with that screen time for all those who are watching the live stream. And we may mute you or ask you to unmute your microphone throughout the event. So please, if you see that little pop-up, please click accept so that way you can be heard and seen. And if you need any assistance or need help with anything, please feel free to privately chat me on Zoom and I can help out with that. And if you're tuning into the live shave, please feel free to comment throughout the entire event and cheer on the shavies that's going to be posted up so people will be able to see those comments coming in from all the different platforms. And I'd love to take this moment now to welcome the CEO of St. Baldrick's Foundation, Kathleen Ruddy. She's here to share more about the research impact your fundraising has made over the past 20 years and the impact your support today means for the future of research.
Thank you, Cynthia, and hello to all of you in Chicago, Ohio, North Carolina, Florida, wherever you are. You've come from far and wide, and there's no bad place to be a hero for kids with cancer. Thanks so much for letting me crash your 20th annual St. Baldrick's event. You've all been so devoted to kids with cancer over the years, and you are the reason that I know that together we'll one day achieve the mission to realize a true cure for every child. I once had the honor of attending your event in Chicago, and I was witness to your loving tribute to AJ Renner. What a force she was in the Chicago community, in the business community, and in St. Baldrick's, and how proud she must be that you've all continued to make kids with cancer your priority, especially during a pandemic. As much as we wish it were otherwise, COVID hasn't stopped kids from getting cancer. So we do need to conquer childhood cancers while we conquer COVID. Over the past 12 months, we've all had a taste of what it's like to be a kid with cancer because we've all been living in isolation. And imagine what it's like to have to live most of your childhood that way. It puts a lot in perspective for me, and it's why I'm so grateful you've shown up for this event. Another thing I remember fondly about your event was watching a bride shave just weeks before her wedding. That was incredibly bold, and it showed such commitment, which I think you've demonstrated time and again. And it's also a bar you've rightly set high for the entire St. Baldrick's community. You've accomplished so much more than the many heads you've shaved and the more than $3 million you've raised, which are in themselves incredible accomplishments. But it's the new drugs and new weapons to fight cancer like immunotherapy that gives families of kids with cancer the priceless gift of hope. And whether they're in the fight today or the families who don't yet know that they're going to depend upon that hope in the future, you have made so much good possible, and you continue to be leaders. And all of us at the St. Baldrick's Foundation headquarters love you, and we wish you the best today.
Thank you very much, Kathleen. We're so happy that you're here with us. Stick around for a little while so that you can help us celebrate today. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the shaving! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, our first shavies are two of the guys who started it all in March of 2021. Tom Lenhart and Steve Strauss. Tom and Steve, can you turn your cameras on, please? We want to see those melons.
Yes, hello. Hello, Kelly.
How do I do this? I mean, it says start video. It says you cannot start your video because the host.
Tom is the
No,
talker.
the host disabled me.
Oh,
I know how to sign you back in.
That was a sanity check. Keep the internet.
there he is. There
Okay,
he is.
there I am.
There we go.
There I
The most
am.
interesting man.
Heather disabled me. Can you imagine that? Heather disabled me. Oh my
I'm just
God.
surprised it hasn't
Okay,
happened before.
Donna, can you, or somebody can,
Tom, if I had the
You gotta
power to
see me,
disable you, you would have been gone a long time ago.
I know, you would have got a million.
Love you, baby.
Sit down.
He's having his best line of the night, Heather.
So, hi, guys.
Things, they can do whatever they want.
I remember coming
You
into,
know, so one will take a swipe, then the next one will take a swipe. Then the... Okay,
we ready, Tom? Can I go on?
I'm ready. I'm in the chair.
So I remember Tom coming into the office and telling us that he was going to shave his head and asking me to help with the event.
Okay, kids, come
And I got
on.
to tell you, I thought Tom was crazy, and I still do.
Come on.
Here we are today.
Brock, can I turn it off for you. You got it? All right. Come on up and swipe away then, Brock.
All right, I don't think Tom's listening to me. More like
The front first, Brock.
He never did.
Take a real big swipe. There you go. That's a girl. You did good.
Just so everyone knows, Tom's helpers today are Sophia and Brock. They've come here specifically to help him get rid of that hair.
Sophia Salon.
Would you like me to go get one?
And Steve, who do you have shaving you?
I have my lovely daughter, Maylin.
Good job, Sophie.
Maylin Strauss, who was not born 20 years ago. She's 18.
Wow.
So this is
Wow.
older than her. Surprise.
Okay.
That is
Hey.
fantastic.
That is wonderful.
Hey, carry on the family tradition one day, hopefully.
Hey.
All right. And then
And
Brock?
Steve, I hate to tell you this, but Tom has already started ahead of you. But
Oh, you want me? Should we go? Should we go? Razors on.
Clippers going. Yeah, get it going.
right.
Absolutely.
Front back.
Those locks.
So
Hey,
I'm
Steve-O.
going to mute Tom
I know,
because
this-
he's not
this-
listening to us. If I can
No.
find Tom.
Not at all.
I know.
Why should today be any different?
It's all right, honey. She's
Oh.
crying.
All right.
Nice.
So I remember the first year that we did this, and Steve was shaved on WGN. Not sure if anybody saw that, but it was crazy. Steve, if I remember right, they had an old dull set of clippers, and he was kind of ripping through your hair at the time. Is that about right?
Yes, it was very painful, and I had to act. But luckily, I had Tom talking and being the good mouthpiece, and I was smiling the whole time and being like Cindy Brady, scared because I didn't have an audience. But Tom carried the day, and Randy Salerno, rest his soul, was the clipper, the man with the clipper. Yes, it is going. It is going.
And then Randy shaved you again a couple of years later on CBS, right? Or no, he didn't shave you.
We
He
were
was
at
the
UIC,
anchor.
and he said, "Hey, I know that head. Is that Steve?" And he was really, and we were bantering around. Really great guy, great event. But you know what? If I could say a little something.
Earlier,
Like you said earlier,
Heather, and what
uh,
Kathy said, what made this so great is there's so many young people and the firemen, the policemen, and I have a buddy, some of my Quigley mates that I went to high school with out in Michigan. They raised $250,000. If all those other people and the women that shaved their head took up the torch from us and didn't or followed along with us, this wouldn't be where it is. It took everybody then coming together and then doing this just like how we did back then 20 years ago. And thank you all who did that. You're meeting the world families.
Yeah.
That was my plug.
Now, Steve has raised almost $7,000 this year. And Steve, did you know you've raised almost $50,000?
Yes.
All since you started doing that?
And I think there's like a couple ones that aren't on there is before we had the bookkeeping, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't have from whatever the first year was, but which I think I rounded, but yeah, you're around 50,000. And
Yeah.
Tommy has raised almost $15,000 this year.
Oh,
And he's raised more than $200,000 since that first year at Smith & Wollensky. So
that's
I can't catch him, man. I can't catch him. He has such good hair. He's such good hair.
well, you do too now.
I did. But it's a good cause. Good
Hey,
cause.
Steve, I don't know if you remember this, but when we were working at CNA Reed together, you're the reason I joined this. I joined this organization. You came around and you had Mara talked into having her hair cut off, and she was terrified. So she came to all the ladies and asked us to come and join, and that's when I got bit. I watched this Miss Walensky and was like, I can do this. I can help these people. I can make this a priority. So thank you very much. 18 years later, it's been a joy.
Thank you. I mean, you guys are always the backbone. Listen, if I had to organize it, we would never have a place to go. It'd be like, what?
So I see we've had a bunch of people jump on since we started, and just want to let everyone know we're turning your cameras off when you come in. We'll ask you to turn them on when it's your turn to shave. That all affects what's going out on the live stream. So we're only seeing the faces of the people that are being shaved. But keep your put your audio back on. Real high tech here. Put your audio back on. You can chime in, talk at any time.
Heather, could I just say a word to Steve and Tom? I just wanted to thank them in a special way, since they're Chicago veterans and seriously helped put St. Baldrick's on the map. And when it was our goal way back when to try and grow this nationally, Chicago was the next city to step up. And that was all of you. And I just thank you, because your example and what you've done and the tradition you've helped forge is now really the lifeline for kids with cancer around the world. And you've reinvented St. Patrick's Day for America. And you've done an amazingly good thing in the process. And I just wanted to thank you. You are definitely heroes to me.
Thank you, Kathy. Keep up the great work. Keep up the great work. Keep the bullets coming for those kids to help them out with the therapies.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. As you know, you guys have my heart. I love you all so much.
Love you too.
And what's that?
Love you too, Heather.
And Tommy loves me too. He just won't say so. But we're going to, I'm going to leave Tom, they're still shaving. So I'm going to turn both of your video off for a little bit. Or no, let's leave Tom on. But Kathleen, if you can come back on, we were supposed to have Dr. Mary Lou Schmidt come on, but she is stuck on a tumor call about a 27-year-old patient. She isn't able to break away and join us. So I'm asked Kathleen to step in and speak a little bit about the research and how important all the money is. And I'm going to leave Tom up, but Kelly, if you and Steve and I can turn our videos off and we can watch Tom continue to get his hair butchered and listen to Kathleen.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy to do it. You know, in this pandemic, I don't know if all of you know that many research labs were closed for 6 months or more. Many researchers across the country.
Holy Christmas.
Some of the lab or most of the labs are only working again at a 25% capacity. So where we've all been kind of pivoting to work from home and figure out how that works, imagine trying to do research that requires millions of dollars of technical equipment and sterile conditions and so forth. So you can imagine downstream consequences that has happened as a result of COVID on the research pipeline that kids are depending upon for their futures. So it's been really staggering. And the support that you're bringing is going to help us fund some of the grants where most of the funding has dried up over the last year for them. One of the challenges in childhood cancer research is it's hard to get people into the field, not because they don't want to help kids with cancer, but because there's so little funding for research overall. And so what the research community has done is asked us to prioritize this year funding fellowships, which take young doctors and teach them and train them to be researchers too, and to then fund scholars, which are those first grants to newly minted research scientists to get their careers going. And it's not just their career, it's obviously the research path, because most of the big funders out there, including the National Cancer Institute, fund the people who are already superstars. So how do you get more people into the field, which you critically need to do when there's a constant shortage of pediatric oncologists looming, if you don't start people early off and you don't give them a chance when they're early out in or newly out in their career. So those are two of the big priorities that your shades today are helping to make possible. And I want to just tell you also that in the 20 years that you've all been doing this, you have played a role in virtually every advancement that's been made in the field of childhood cancer research. So from multiple new drugs to immunotherapy, which I want to just say a word about that because that is so huge. When we started St. Baldrick's all those years ago, doctors then were saying we need a new weapon because we've gotten about as far as we can go with therapies, radiation. We need a new way to fight cancer. And immunotherapy is a process by which they're basically supercharging the body's immune system so that you don't need all these poisoning, burning and cutting from chemosurgery and radiation. And it's allowing your body to get stronger and fight off the cancer. And so far it's having tremendous effects, and it's eclipsing all expectations in terms of the progress and new hope it's creating for kids. So thank you for making that possible. Thank you for making so many advances possible. I know Dr. Schmidt, if she were here, would say so much more eloquently
Kathleen,
than I could.
Kathleen, Dr. Schmidt just logged in.
Great. So I'll turn it over to her and let her speak from her vantage point.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today and sorry that I was a little bit late. Kathleen, it's so great to see you. And it's really fun to see Tom, who's losing all his hair right now. Where is Tom?
Tom is in North Carolina, and I don't think he's definitely muted, but I'm not sure that he's listening.
Oh, he's listening. It sounds like he might
There
be.
he is.
Hi, Tom. Wow, that is really awesome. It looks like you've got great help there. I'm so excited. So,
Your cousin.
Yay!
There he is.
Wow.
Tom, we're not playing golf together anymore.
Tom, do you need some reinforcements?
No more golf, Tom. You're a different person.
Right.
Leave that little ponytail at the top.
Oh
my God. You got a little Cindy Lou Who.
So they've done a great job there, Tom. Mary Lou was trying to say hi. Did you see Dr. Schmidt?
My buddy Bob. Bob was a Vietnam helicopter pilot.
Wow,
And
well, thank you.
I'm letting him shave my head.
Where did Tom go?
Ted's got the clippers that he's
Yeah, take Ted away from me.
That's great.
I'm going to mute you again, Tom, so we can hear Dr. Schmidt.
Yay. So
didn't listen. Oh well,
yeah,
just go on.
That's okay. So I'm so thrilled to be here. I'm so grateful to the St. Baldrick's Foundation. We've gotten to work together for, I think this is 15 years, if that's right, Heather.
I think so, yeah.
2006. And if I could show you, I'll try not to disconnect myself. But if you could see my office where I'm sitting, there are literally
all right, so Dr. Schmidt's frozen. I'm going to ask Team RT to jump back on. We'll continue to talk to Dr. Schmidt, but if Team RT can jump in and turn their video on, and we'll start shaving all of you so we can try. Oh, no, actually, no. We have a special guest from a special announcement. Can I get Kelly Doyle and Dave Cosper to come up?
Hey.
Dave.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good, how are you?
All right, let me turn off the jukebox. I got to apologize, everybody. I thought this was an hour ago because I was down here in St. Pete, Florida.
In the heat.
It was a balmy 82 degrees and no, like a Chamber of Commerce day today here in Florida. How are you? Can y'all hear me? Okay, let me walk outside. I apologize. I'm outside here wearing my Bucks Super Bowl mask, so now hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better.
Fantastic. Oh, that looks beautiful.
And I'm wearing the hat that Tom gave me 13 or 14 years ago in 2007.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice. I remember those. So you have a challenge for us, Dave.
Sure do. Sorry, I'm trying to put my other earbud in here so I can hear everybody. I do. I got involved with Heather and Kelly and Tom and all those folks at the Insurance Associates of Chicago in 2005. And so this is my proud 16th year. And I'm willing, if anybody wants, to take this beard off if we can raise another $1,000 on my page.
That would be awesome, Dave. You know, I love being the shakedown queen. It's probably the best job I've ever had, next to working for Tom, of course. But is there any way that we can broadcast this in for your bar? So you can do somebody that'll collect around?
We sure can. I know my team here has been raising money all day long through a 50-50 raffle, or 50-50 and then a raffle. So I'm happy to go sit down right now and start shaving my head. If anybody can sit there and start looking at my page and see if we can't raise some more money.
Well, Kathleen Ruddy just made a mention on the chat saying that she'd put up $100 for that beard. I'm going to make $100. And I believe Tom Lenhart has offered to put up $200. So there's a $400 of your $1,000. Oh, Mary Lou, 100. Tracy.
I love it. Here we go. It's time.
All right. Actually, Dave, we're going to bring you back and shave you in a little bit.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, we're going to bring you and shave in about 10, 15 minutes. We're a little off schedule now.
Okay.
So
sorry,
we'll come
guys.
back. Why don't you can announce your total from what you collect in the bar, and we'll shave you a little bit after 7 your time.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Can we get Team RT back on? And then Dr. Schmidt, we lost you, but we'd like to bring you back to finish what you were saying while Team RT is shaving. And so, yeah, if Team RT starts to come online, Dr. Schmidt will talk a little bit and then we'll go from there.
Great. Yes, sorry about that disconnect, but I'm not disconnected from St. Baldrick's and certainly not disconnected from all the patients that benefit. We use the money to support our clinical trials team so that we can bring the best therapy and the most cutting edge therapy to our patients who are range in age from birth to, young adulthood and come from all neighborhoods in Chicago and the surrounding areas. So really from the bottom of our hearts, we want to say thank you for 15 years of support, and we hope we get to work together with you guys all the way down the road. Thanks.
There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you do, Dr. Schmidt.
Wait, what about the wall? What was the wall about?
Well, you mean in my office?
Yes, you were starting to show us something on the wall when we lost you.
I can't really show you, but in my academic office, there are probably, 1,000 photos in here that I've been given by Josh and by different, just different patients. I got photos this week from Christian, and it's just a way to give me a big hug every time I sit at my desk and remind me of all that I've learned and all that I've gotten to witness. So I wish you guys could be here with me, but all the patients really, really benefit from what you're doing. I really thank you.
Thank you so much.
RT Specialty, who is sitting there ready to go, they've been participating within St. Baldrick's since 2004, and they shave in honor of one of your patients, Dr. Schmidt, and that would be Alicia Sheridan. RT Specialty, are you ready to go? Let's get some shaving done.
Hi guys, this is Tracy Boss. I have the honor of introducing our team, and I'm really excited to see everyone. Unfortunately, it's virtual, but it's the next best thing that we can do. It's go time. Start your Clippers.
So while we're shaving, I'm not sure if you can all hear me, but Patrick or Sean, can one of you tell us how Alicia's doing these days? They seem to be frozen. So last I heard, she was out in Philadelphia working as a chef. That was the last time she couldn't make it to our event. While we're waiting for Tracy, could you maybe text Patrick or someone to let him know that they're frozen?
I see we have Alex on, so we can maybe get Alex up. Hey, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Virginia.
And Alex is coming in from Virginia, I think.
Yeah,
right?
live, local, and late breaking, Richmond, Virginia. The weather was beautiful today. It was 78 degrees. And if you guys can't tell, this beard isn't real. It's probably the longest I've ever had my hair. I grew it out during the quarantine. I really miss you guys. I wish I was in Chicago with everyone. I'm just so thankful to all the leaders that put together this event in Chicago every year. You guys mean the world to so many people, and I'm just so thankful to be a part of the team. Thank you to everybody that makes this possible. And here we go.
Yeah, let's start shaving. And yeah, so Team RT is currently the #8 fundraising team in the world.
There we go.
Microphone's working. Let me see.
Can you guys see it okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it. So
Hey, Alex, where's your help there today?
Oh, this is my wife, Amber, and she was able to come last year to the event for the first time.
That's awesome. What's that, Amber?
All right, it looks like we have the rest of the team back.
Hello.
It's like air traffic.
You know,
So Team RT has raised almost $500,000 since their first shave, which is incredible. Alex there has raised almost $14,000 over the years. The Sheridan in the Netherlands, we've got Patrick Nolan and his sons, Jay and Nicholas. Patrick alone has raised about $175,000. And the boys have raised $10,000 and $4,000 over the years. Patrick is shaving for the 18th time this year, which is, I think, the longest we have of any shavee at this event. And Sean is year 15 this year, and his son Sean has raised $15,000 over the years, and Ian has raised $9,000. So this is an incredible group of people shaving. Have you started shaving there? Backyard team started shaving. We're ready for you to go.
Yeah, we're
I tried to ask them about Alicia, but if you remember Alicia, I remember her with the pink hair, and she shaved her head one year in honor of one of her fellow patients who is no longer with us. There's a couple of kids that I always associate with St. Baldrick's, and it's Alicia, it's Chris, with the $1 million get me out of trouble smile. Dr. Schmidt's smiling. And I remember him dancing with you one year at the holiday party and stealing the big check. But
Right.
It's kids like Alicia and Chris, and we're going to talk a little about Josh in a few minutes. But that's really why we're all here. So we're a little bit behind schedule here. Kelly Green, if you can jump back on, and we'll let these guys keep shaving while we do our Knights of the Ball Table.
Oh, is it that time?
It is that time.
Wonderful. All right, so let's get ready, folks. Let's move on to our League of Legendary Heroes ceremony. So let's see if Steve, Lynn, Jack, Ryan, Doug, and Mark, turn your cameras on now, please. Excellent. Heather, as they're starting to turn on their cameras, do you want to start the ceremony?
Absolutely. Thanks, Kelly. So be it known throughout the realm of St. Baldrick's that certain exceptional volunteers have given 3 or more years of their time, talent, treasure, and sometimes their hair to make life-saving research possible.
In recognition, the following noble ladies and gentlemen are henceforth and forever known as members of the Honorable League of Legendary Heroes. Lynn Holhoff, Squire of Hope, shaving for her 3rd year. Yay!
Whoa.
You are now a squire.
Alex Trevelyan, Knight of the Bald Table. Are you there, Alex? Oh, yes, you've still been here. Knight of the Bald Table, shaving for 7 years, which, since it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for your hair to grow back, means Alex will have been bald for an entire year on behalf of kids with cancer. You are now a knight.
Awesome.
Jack Schmidt, Brian Cross, and Steve Strauss, Knight Commanders with 10 years of service. Woo! You are now knighted. Excellent.
Doug Shaw, Sean Sheridan, and Mark Walsh, Crusaders for the Cure, celebrating 15 years of service.
Where does that time go? That's my question. And if I may, my co-MC and organizer, Miss Heather Cash herself, Baroness of the Brave. Woo! So proud of you.
Royalty.
Absolute royalty. She's got a throne to prove it. Okay.
So funny story before we move on. When we started the Knights of the Bald Table, I was part of the conversation and there was a question, should the females be called a dame, which is the equivalent of a knight? And Kathleen, I'm sure, remembers this. I was most adamant in the room. I said, I don't want to be a dame. I want to be a knight. But this year, I want to be a baroness.
You have earned that title, Heather.
Thank you. So we're going to try and get back to our schedule. Steve, thank you so much again for everything. If we can get Mark, Brian, Doug, and Lynn to stay with us, get your cameras on. Dave Cosper.
Can you turn me on? I work in a pizza joint and don't do Zoom calls.
Yeah, mine is off too. Mine's off too.
Cynthia.
Hey, I'm right here.
I am sending a note that's inviting you to start video.
Brian.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to give me a couple minutes because one of my guys just raised $1,200 to shave his head. So he's in the chair right now, and he'll be done in a couple minutes.
Let's take a look at him, and then we'll come back to you.
Okay, let me show you. Here he comes, right?
All right. So, Mark, do we have?
Let's see, how do I flip this? There he is. What's up, Kyle? Good.
Got it.
Got Doug, Mark, Kelly.
I got a second.
Sorry. Got Lynn, Mark, Brian, Doug, and Lynn. Doug, Mark, Lynn, we're trying to get Brian on.
Could you unmute this one, please? Sorry. This is my phone.
Who is that?
Ryan, if you could unmute the one that says cross, unmute this one.
Oh.
Sorry.
You're not muted, but I've
There you
clicked
go.
the button that says,
There you go. I'm all set.
okay, it says you will start video later is what just popped up. This
Okay,
is the
cool.
fun of a virtual event.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
I guess we're going to start. First of all, we'll get Dave back to find out how much he raised. But thank you to everyone. I'm going to start with, ladies and gentlemen, start your clippers.
Okay, hold on.
You'll see Lori Crosby is on the screen.
Hey, guys.
Lori's son,
I don't
you
know.
all probably
Yeah.
remember.
It goes on Zoom.
It's a really old picture of Josh shaving his dad's head. When do you think this was? Maybe 10, 12 years ago?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to probably about 12 years ago.
Yeah. So 3 years ago, I bought Josh a beer at our St. Baldrick's event, which was the highlight of my just knowing this little boy who inspired me to get more involved with this. That he had come on and had grown up, and he about that tall, Lori.
Yes,
he towers over me, and that is just the success story. So where is he and how's he doing?
So he's doing very well. He's actually in Kentucky. Took a job out there, moved out there in October. Doing well, adulting as we like to call it. But he is doing well. He's sorry that he had to miss today, but he's got such a kooky schedule and he just couldn't get away. So he's sorry. I'm on here on his behalf. So
yeah. Well, we like hearing he can't be here because he's living a life.
Yes.
That's why we do all this. So much as I would have loved to see his face, he and Alicia, I am thrilled that they are off doing grown-up things in the world.
I would just like to echo what everyone else has said too. I mean, St. Baldrick's came to our life. It's been 15 years. Dr. Schmidt was Josh's doc and introduced us to St. Baldrick's, and we have so many great people that have continued to be, I believe, lifelong friends. So this has been, there's a silver lining in everything. So I think such a positive, made such a positive impact on their lives. And I'm trying to not cry, but I can already tell I'm gonna. So, but I really do appreciate what you guys do. The team that put this together, risking a virtual event really is appreciated. I know this is kind of the life and time right now, but this is great, and it's just a lot of fun to see everybody having fun and doing something fun for a good cause. So thank you very, very much.
I think, Lori, you were among the last people I hugged before time. So it is so good to see you, and let's just call this a virtual hug. And
yes.
We love you and your family so much.
So kind of a funny story. I don't know if you're going to ask me any questions, but so Mark was at Fido and decided at the last minute to shave his head when he met Josh. And Mark, you can correct me if I'm off, but so Mark has been here as long as we have been here, 15 years. So this has been amazing. And Mark has become a part of our family now.
Right back at you, Lori. Love you. We're in Kentucky as well. I don't know if you can see my glass, but Josh is literally 40 minutes away from us. So I went with the drink local for him. To your point, Heather, it's always been wonderful. I have a picture of the little kid in the AJ position. And then I have a picture of the man that he's become buying me a shot of Jameson's, the one where my sister tapped me on my shoulder and said, "Who's that?" Much to her husband's chagrin. And I said, "That's Josh." So, to your point, Lori, I remember Josh coming up and being like, "Hey, mister, can I shave your head?" And I said, "Only if I can shave yours." And he said, I can't have a haircut yet. And I said, "Not now, but when I can." There's only been 2 times before tonight where Josh hasn't cut my hair, and one was when he was on a ski trip in college, and your daughter did it. And the other was I had to be in Springfield for work and had to do a different event. So I just figured before, hopefully my wife is hoping that the mullet leaves.
Yes, yes, little mullet.
Unlike Dave, I'm much cheaper and only got $200 for the beard, but we'll take it. But I figured I should just start things off with the shave, and hopefully my wife is half the barber Josh is.
Excellent, excellent.
All right, folks, I'm back.
All right, Dave, let's get you shaved.
Shave. Yeah. All right. Well, I've got Miss Katie shaving my head. So mind my finger. I apologize over the phone. So I'm going to put it on mute because it's quite loud here. So, but thank you all.
Okay. And we're going to talk to some of the other shavies too while we're doing this. And I'm going to say at this point, I think we've got 4 or 5 other people that still need to be shaved. Come on, bring your cameras up. We'll get everybody shaved. We're running probably about 10 minutes behind schedule here. So we'll get everybody shaved. We'll talk to you all. Dr. Schmidt, I'm going to turn your camera off now. Thank you so much for coming, but stay with us till the end if you can and have a final toast with us.
All righty.
Look at all of those melons.
I want to say hi to my nieces and nephews who are watching. Hi, guys.
Lynn, you look fabulous. This is Lynn's 3rd year shaving. She's raised $6,600 so far as of about 3 o'clock when I printed the numbers off. And her 3rd year shaving, and she's raised more than $13,000 for St. Paul.
Get it really good.
Thanks to everyone who donated. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, Lynn. Absolutely. And Doug's over here being very quiet, but shaving that head right now. Doug has raised $45 this year, but this is his 15th year, and he's raised over $8,000 for our event. So, Doug, thank you so much for everything you've done. Absolutely.
Actually, I'm up over 100 now.
Well done. That's awesome.
Doug is always there with his family.
Yep.
He's the guy that you can't see. He's got the hat like this, but it has all his shavy pins all over it. And again, you're just one of the people I look forward to seeing every year, knowing that you're.
Well, I appreciate that.
So, and Brian?
My daughter's up grabbing her phone.
What's that?
My daughter's grabbing her phone. That's why I'm doing it myself for a second.
Oh, got it. But Mark actually got you involved.
Yes, he did. Well, 10 years ago, I was coming back from a Marquette game, and I had a beer or 7, and I stopped at the Brat Stop, and then I became official when we did a mid-year one. I believe in like a September one, I was able to raise like $1,000 in a day.
Nice.
So, yeah,
well, you've raised over $9,000 over the years. $2,000 this year, but over $9,000 in the past 10 years. So
yeah.
Again, just incredible. And it's this group here today is the heart of our event. And I can't wait till we can all get together and have a pint again. But this is the highlight. This is not the highlight of my week. I have a new grandson as of about 3 hours ago. It is the second highlight of my week. But,
what are you doing here then?
Hey, congratulations. Hey, I think it was my 5th year. Dr. Tom said if I left my hair like this, he'd give $10,000. I don't know if that offer's still on the table.
Who is that? Tom Lenhart?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did not give us spending authority up to $10,000.
All right. Well, he backed out of it then
too. Give us the
so.
cash we to spend that we put on Dave's beard. But
hopefully there won't be year 30, but maybe then we'll get it from him.
Oh, yeah. That's what Dr. Schmidt and I always say. We always said we were the only people working to put ourselves out of a job. But yeah, Mark, actually, I did not mention this before. He's raised $2,200 or so this year, but Mark has raised over $75,000 in the past 15 years.
Well done.
which is.
My father told me when I was in grade school, you're judged by the friends you keep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to be judged by everybody here today. So.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Great. And then Dave, take a look at Dave.
Gorgeous, Dave.
Dave is celebrating year 16. As we mentioned before, Dave is down in St. Petersburg. He started in Chicago. I think he started the Insurance Associates team, or he was dragged into it by someone, but he moved somewhere else and did an event there. And then he's been in Florida for several years, 5, 6 or more, and has been running an event there every single year. And Dave has raised over $25,000 over the years. So thank you, Dave. You're muted.
Star Dave.
So do we have the rest of our shavies? Chris, Connor, I see Connor. Chris Kenny, I don't see. Janice and James, and Uli was here. Yes, Uli. So if you can turn your cameras on, and we'll keep this party going.
Hey, Heather.
Yeah.
I'm about to do the beard.
All right. Let's.
All right.
And how much did you raise? You got the 1,000? You got more than 1,000?
I know here we're over 1,400, but I'm not sure what's on the website because I haven't checked that yet.
Okay. You
So,
were at about
I'm
1,000
excited.
on the website for your head, and then the 14.
Yes. All right, here she
So,
goes with
awesome.
the beard. So I'm gonna let her. I'm gonna put it back on mute. It's too loud in here. Okay.
Great.
All right.
Great. And Uli, can you hear us?
Oh, start.
No.
Hold on.
There we go. I think it's coming. There we go. There
All
we go.
right. Uli, you're getting some help there with the shaving tonight.
Yes, I am.
Looks like a professional because I'm seeing all those
I
beautiful
know.
locks on the ground.
Done this before.
That's awesome.
I got my puppy down here. He's very excited.
It's a family affair. We love it.
Exactly.
Now, Uli, I understand this is your 18th year with us.
I believe so, yes.
Wow. And $430 so far this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think this year has not been a great year, to be honest.
That's okay.
I've done
11,000
better.
total. That's pretty amazing. Good for you.
Yeah, the first time I did it was in New York, way back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
Uli's
didn't realize you
18
were
years
there.
have not all been with us. He's done it
Yeah.
around the country.
No. I think the last 7 or 8 years were in Chicago.
Yep.
Excellent.
I remember you showed up on my list as I think you showed up as a knight. And I had never seen you before, and I knighted
Yeah.
you, and I was very
Oh, yeah.
confused. So, Connor, who do you have shaving you, Connor?
Hey there. I got my mom shaving.
Hey, Mom. It's good to see you.
Yeah,
So,
good to
can we
see
get
you
a
too.
little closer in, whoever's holding the camera, a little closer to Connor? Because I always love watching Connor get shaved.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a red can. It's just cool, so I'll screw up.
Connor is 16 years as well. So he was a little dude, what, 8 maybe when you started?
7.
I think I was 7, yeah.
7.
And we weren't paying attention at the time. Go ahead and start shaving him, Mom. We weren't paying attention at the time, but we look at the pictures afterwards, and you got to make the face, Connor. We see these pictures, and his face is just all screwed up, and you see a little bit there. And every year, and I don't think I even told you for a couple years, and I think I maybe sent your mom some of the pictures. And but it's always something that we get a kick out of is Connor's faces. And I'm so glad because where are you, Connor? Cleveland? Is that what you said?
We're in Ohio right now, around Columbus.
Great. Because you started here. I know you came up from school last year, maybe, or 2 years ago.
Yeah, last year I made the trip up to Chicago, but a little harder this year.
Yeah. Well,
Tell me about it.
We're glad. And that's the beauty of this event. Much as we wish we were there together, but at least we're here together and able to, do this. And it really does. It just being here with all of you is bringing a little bit of joy to me. What we do, obviously, we know why we do it, but just being able to be here with all of you, it's just wonderful. I'm repeating myself at this point, but so I think we'd like to invite everyone to come back on for a toast. If any of you can turn your cameras on. As I've said before, it's BYOB, bring your own barber and bring your own beverage. So Kelly has a toast for us, but I just want to thank everyone who made this happen. Obviously, Kelly Green, she and I have shared emceeing over the years, and doing it from states away has been a little challenging, but it's been fun, and it's been fun getting together with all of you guys the past several weeks as we pulled this together. Team members Kelly Doyle and Tracy Boss. This is the core team we're missing Jen, but this is the team that has pulled this together for at least 19 of the past 20 years. And looks like we've lost Tommy. And then of course for Cynthia and Corey, who we briefly introduced, but they're the ones doing all the magic. If anyone's watching it on their phone, or if you go back and watch this, they're the ones making this look great for our friends and family who are watching. So we are grateful for you guys for doing this all. Kathleen, you have led St. Baldrick since before it was an official foundation. There's a whole nother realm of stories about how this all got started, but you have led the effort. You have been a leader. You have been a mentor. None of us would be here without you and your enthusiasm and your passion. So thank you every day. And Dr. Schmidt, I think Dr. Schmidt's still listening at least. Everything you do for the kids every day, you are the reason we are here. Please, just all of you accept our thanks. And I'm going to kick it back to Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, raise a glass. Let's toast to all those beautiful melons out there, because the kids need us more now than they ever have. Always remember to forget the troubles that passed away, but never forget to remember the blessings that come each day. Sláinte.
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 That concludes our first and hopefully last official St. Baldrick's event. Cynthia, I'm going to say if you want to cut the recording now.